Water fund, $65,929.15. Youth band fund, $9,794.03. Huh?
Which one?
That is, Rosendale handles the account for the scenic byway,
Oh, yeah.
and that's called the Shawano account. So we have some appointments and resignations. I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Janae Gasparini, effective 8/27/16. Jen?
Sorry, I second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. A motion to accept the resignation of David Soman from the ZBA, but before we do, I'd really like to read his letter because I thought it was very nice.
Good writer.
Did you think so? To whom it may concern, I'm writing this letter to tender my resignation from the Town of Rosendale Zoning Board of Appeals. It's something I do with a heavy heart, as serving on the board has been something that I have taken both great pride and satisfaction in, and I will miss being a part of it. I'm leaving the board on account of the increasing demands of my professional career, and I find that I can no longer give the kind of time that issues that come before the board deserve, and I feel it would be unfair to both the board and the community it serves if I were to continue. That said, I also believe the ZBA is in the best shape it's been during my tenure there. The board at present is full of members who work with extreme diligence and intelligence, keep open minds, want what's best for our beloved town of Rosendale, and are always willing to walk the extra mile or at least do a site visit. Richard and Frank both know the ins and outs and stories of our town and are deeply wise and practical. Kelly is just about the most fiercely diligent, hardworking person I have ever known. And Ann continues to improve and professionalize the way the board works, and somehow has even put up with me and my not-so-Soto-voiced asides. Mike Carmago has shown himself to be cut from the same cloth, and while he may not have my boyish good looks, I'd like to suggest he made a permanent member of the ZBA my place. With this group, the ZBA will be better than it's ever been during my time serving, and I mean that. It has been a great experience to meet all the really excellent people I have served with, and for during my time in the ZBA, and I miss them. But hey, Rosendale is a small town, and now we'll all still be running into each other now and again. Respectfully yours, David Soman. So I accept his resignation with regrets. Obviously, he put a lot of time and energy and took it very seriously, and he will be missed, but it's nice that he feels strongly about the people he worked with on the board. That should be with you.
Thank you. I'd like to third it with regret, because I had encouraged him to apply to the ZBA this many years ago, and I'm so delighted. He's really enjoyed it, like really felt it was such interesting work, and I feel like he should be the publicist to recruit alternates.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
So we have a little situation here. Matthew Godstein resigned verbally, but we do not have it written. So I did send a letter, so I'd like to accept his resignation. Because in order to cover that position, we need to, we don't have a written resignation.
Yes.
So a motion to accept the resignation of Matthew Godstein, effective 9/9/16.
I'll second that. With regret.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Motion to hire Nicholas Palmieri as temporary youth worker at $9 per hour for no more than 20 hours per week. It looks like it's probably going to be 11 or 12, but for now, we'll say no more in case he has coverage issues.
Okay, and I'll second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. And of course, Nicholas was a camp counselor, so he was a summer help. A motion to hire David Craig as part-time laborer at $10.25 per hour for no more than 28 hours per week. David has been working as per diem in both cleaning and assisting at the transfer station, proven himself to be a good worker, and pretty much will take on any task we ask him of. And we thought it was time to give him a permanent position. So we'll let him cover, part of his time will be to cover rec cleaning, and the other time to continue to cover the transfer station.
I'll second that, and he's been really great. He's been a hard worker and very much appreciated by Tara.
Though I'd like to see her not have him there as much many hours.
Gotta let go of him.
You got that little chat with her, you can't have him all to yourself.
Yeah, but he's a great help there.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari. Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. So this is, as you were talking earlier, Eric is, we're gonna move Eric up to a full-time status. I've gotten permission from the county, but I don't have the paperwork in place, so I'm gonna do it as per, it will be effective once we get all the paperwork in place for the county. So motion to increase Eric Hines to full-time status as municipal code officer, fire inspector, pending Ulster County personnel approval.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes, and I'm very happy about that.
Councilwoman Lepari.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. And we have our illustrious highway superintendent here. Would like to say a few words.
Well,
Can't do without paperwork, right?
No.
Thank you.
I hold my own.
I'll give you more.
Superintendent.
Well, that was the other former supervisor.
Let's get the super
No,
straight.
former-
Super's right.
Are you gonna come sit here with us?
No, I'm done at this one.
Are you just gonna read?
He only says it every time he gets a chance. He loves to say that.
So, basically, in the beginning of the year, I approached you for our 284, which I'll be doing again in January, and also our equipment capital plan. So what happened was, we were supposed to refurb our two smaller trucks. Obviously, one didn't make it, so we had to get another one, which you guys approved. So, also part of that plan was to replace one of our bigger trucks, Truck 9, which is a 1984. It's 32 years old, and that thing has really nickeled and dimed us this year. And right now, the main piston on the dump body is gone, so we're trying to find an older one for that, so it's not a big cost. The bigger problem is our newest big truck is a 1997, so that's going to be 20 years old next year. And to replace the 84, I contacted all of you where I was trying to get a truck off of the auction, which I won the bid, but they did not accept it because they had a higher, and it needed work and it had high mileage on it, what have you. So what you have in the back of that is a truck that we found. It's basically double the price. It's $54,900. But what I have is some comparables. The reason why I'm saying this is such a urgent matter is because all these used trucks from all these different places are now starting to get scoffed on. And I hate to be to the point where these are some other ones that I'll show you for comparables. Yep. And out of those four that they sent me down for comparables, two are gone already. They've already been sold. But if you look at the specs on the back of these comparables, except for the one that I'm looking at, the one I'm looking at has 30,000 miles on it. The other ones have, the next one, which is a year older, has 96,000. There's another one, which is the same age, has 130,000 miles. And there's a 2004 with over that. So it's just, the problem is that if we really came up with a capital plan to buy new, you're looking between $160,000 and $180,000 per truck. So if you look at it, we could actually buy 3 for the price of a brand new. Industry standards basically are for the larger trucks is a 10-year plan. We have 32, 35, and also a 2024. So it's the days of how it used to get done is buy somebody's old junk, and we had a mechanic that basically tore it down to the wheels, rebuilt the whole truck. They're gone. We don't do it. And my main concern, since we've had issues with our insurance company over the years, liability. If we had an incident with that 84 truck, I have a feeling the first thing that's going to be out of his mouth is, what's his truck going to do around the road? So basically, that's what I'm coming to you. I talked to Jeannie in January. That's how it all came out, about our unencumbered funds for the highway. We have used 29,000 out of that, 300,000. This would be 55. And then basically, we're going to have to come up with a plan moving forward to replace these trucks. Because, you know, the budget cycle this year is going to be tight salary-wise. And other than that, I presented pretty much a zero budget to you, the board, except for the salaries. So, you know, it's just got to be some, to me, moving forward. So, I get it, I understand it, sat in that seat, so I know, but it's a different world. It's, you know, I was there 10 years ago in that seat, so I think a lot of things have changed, and we couldn't give me enough money to sit in that seat. So,
That's encouraging.
on the roads, I did give you a letter, just to take a step back. I did anticipate to do 4.75 miles of roads this year. And if you go through your CHIPS programs, and really it's whatever road you do, they want a 10-year plan. So theoretically, it's 10% of our roads, which would be 3.8. We're actually going to do 5.5 miles instead of the 4.60 miles. So we're good. The only downside is today, speaking of equipment, we blew the track out on our paver, which is a $2,200 repair. Has anybody got any questions?
It sounds like in your review of these, you know, what's out there and what's the most practical, it seems like a really thorough examination you've done of it. I can see.
I'm just trying, this truck, I don't know where this village of Jericho? No, the Jericho is in Vermont, that's the truck deal, but the village it came from, I believe is from New Hampshire. But that's why it only has 30,000 miles, is because it was a village instead of a town. And, I mean, it needs some cosmetic stuff, you know, but it's, you know, it's a 10-year-old truck. But, I mean, basically.
How many miles on the truck?
30,000, it's actually 26,000 and change.
What do they
That
say?
seems pretty
What do
great.
they say a truck like that, how many miles they expect it to have?
It all depends on your town. So, you know, you take our town, which is basically 40 miles of road, but we have Marbletown, which is almost 90. So the biggest thing is when we haul blacktop. I mean, we're traveling to Kingston several times a day. So then the real wear and tear is obviously in the wintertime, especially with our beloved state that likes to use the brine on the roads, and that tears up not only our trucks, but, you know, everybody else's vehicles.
Do you expect to retire one of the trucks, or are you just gonna?
I'm gonna get rid of it on auctions to recoup some money to put back in our, we are gonna do a large equipment sale this month. I'm hoping to recoup the money that we put into the 1-ton dump at least moving forward. But we're gonna definitely have to sit down and come up with a capital equipment plan. There's no doubt about it.
They're all aging out.
They are, I
So
mean,
you're gonna put up the 84 on auction?
yeah. I mean, it's a good, the problem is parts. I mean, our next oldest, which is a our next newest truck, which is a 91, was the last new truck Rosendale bought, which was in 1991. And that cost $52,000, brand new.
Right.
So,
Prices have gone up just a bit.
just,
And, how is Mike working on a truck as new as a 2006?
believe it or not, international really hasn't changed a lot.
Yeah.
What's really nice, shared service, with the trucks that we have, Dodge and Fords, Marbletown has all the computers, they bought out and bought the computerized, and the mechanic has that, because he's a mechanic that came over from Chilcots. So he has expertise in all that. So anytime we need, plus we work with ferries, if we need something put on the computer, we just run down there. So, after that, parts apart. But the 92 Mac that we have, that needs a new radiator, and the cost of that to replace the radiator is $3,200, is the cheapest price we got for a radiator.
Wow.
Yeah. So those trucks are really starting to nickel and dime us.
I don't know, Bob, trucks in the 21st century,
Yeah, I know. I know, by the way, this truck, even though it is, I believe in New Hampshire, does meet New York's state specs for emissions and what have you.
So in order for Bob to buy this, it's not in his budget. So what he's asking is, do we want to use some of this unexpended funding that he's had left over from years?
They'll still leave us,
Which we did earlier in the year for.
Right.
and they'll still leave us about $215,000 of expended, which is, which you said it was emergency funds, but, I mean, really the only emergencies that we'll ever have is equipment, and I'd really like to get that budgeted,
how much
capital
is
plan.
typical to have, or as a
Million?
government?
Million? You think I'm kidding here?
Yeah, I'm not
Town of Saugerty has just under $1.5 million.
We're one of the lower, we really don't have the kind of funds that other towns have. It's a concern for me. We have to live very close to the vest, but you watch every penny. And when things happen that you don't expect, we've had things this year that are going to impact balancing this budget. We've hired people because people retired, we've had things like dog control, we've had changes in how we do business in the middle of the year, which is not budgeted, so it's going to, the general fund is going to be hit, but
His unexpended funds,
he has more independence.
I
Yes.
got more money than Jim.
you have more
Yeah,
money
you
than
do.
us.
But if you keep this up, you won't.
Well, I mean, time is of the essence here.
Yeah, and I
In other
think-
words, somebody might grab.
Yeah,
Right.
this is a good
And the
deal.
other thing is, I think given the age of the fleet, I think it's reasonable to
I
have
mean, I think he's
one
going to
truck
spend
that
it
is
one way or another,
Right.
that's the problem.
somewhat more dependable.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
You
the
know,
good-
traditionally, we do the payment plan, 15 a year, or something like that, for 3 or 5 years. So, I mean, if we,
I mean, on the upside,
Save on
we'll
interest.
have all of our on-time payments will be done in 2018, so that can be part of the capital plan.
yeah. Well, this saves you on all the repairs on this ancient truck you
Absolutely, I
have.
mean, just in 2013 and 14 alone, we spent 20% of our repair budget on two trucks.
and I expect you're going to get a portion of this
What
back
was
from
that?
your sales.
In cash wise,
Pardon?
cash wise, what was that?
54.9, but got them down to 53 and change.
So, we did do a resolution for this, what's your time frame for this?
I just have to get the authorization so I can send a letter of holding.
Okay.
So he'll hold the truck for us, and then, it's basically.
So then you have to take a road trip.
Then we're gonna take a road trip to New Hampshire.
All right,
For
so-
Vermont.
I can make a motion to authorize the highway superintendent to take steps to the purchase of a 2006 unexpended funds in the highway budget, in the highway fund.
I'd like to second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes.
Thank you very much, I will get that process going.
You're
Jumping.
welcome.
See you.
Thanks for your work down on my street.
I didn't get to your street, though. We got to share everything for the house, so don't worry.
Bob, you want your other comparable sheets?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Yep.
So, Mr. Bill,
Yes.
got an updated, I think you only gave one, right?
Yes,
For the
yes, I figured
updated-
after
Can
tonight
you
there
just
might
tell
be
me,
some
what
others.
were the changes you made?
On page 3, Perry had said he'd have 3 officers monitor traffic along Route 32. He estimates his cost of service to be about $675. Other changes on page 3 will result from our meeting with Kevin Hines, Fire Marshal, Supervisor Walsh, Tara from the Rec Center, and several Chamber of Commerce members. We're going to maintain the New York State Fire Code that says there has to be a 20-foot corridor between tents. Fire extinguishers and signs will be placed at eye level. No smoking and signs will be conspicuously displayed throughout the public area. And the other ones are in the back of that Gene, well, we can get to that. But from our meeting, we amended the vendor's application that states on there that there has to be a 20-foot separation between any open flames and the tents. So we're going to reconfigure formerly the vendors are right up against the tents. We're going to have the tents are just going to be for eat in only. The vendors will have any type of flames 20 feet from the tents. They're going to have pop-ups to service between the tents and the food service areas. But no open flame or sternals will be allowed within 20 feet of the tents.
So that's on.
It's back in the vendor
Yes,
application.
food vendors.
In the
I
back.
see. Yeah.
I tried to highlight the change, make it easy to
Yes,
find.
I see, thank you. So, maybe is this been before everybody that needs to look at this? Mostly it's fire marshal issues, they're the biggest ones.
And the other thing is, I'm on the agenda for the rec commission next Wednesday.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and amend your site plan to
Yes.
reflect the different types of tents you talked about doing?
Yes,
And
I asked Sue for that, and when she gives it to me, then I can try to have Brianna Google Earth it.
use her talents to show us exactly what we're talking
I
about.
strive to be technically deficient.
So what we had talked about was on a tent that would be narrower, so that the vendors can be on the outside of the tent, and there can be a path between the vendors and the tent, and then people can just go inside to eat inside the tent. So that would solve that whole issue of having the tent. They could use their own pop-ups then instead of
Right.
inside the tent.
The way that you read it before, the vendors can be under their own pop-up tents? They can have a flame in their pop-up?
No.
So what if they're cooking with flame and it's raining? Like,
The source of cooking will be where that wall is. 20 feet over is where the tent is. The vendors can have a pop-up there that's serving food, but there'll be no open flames. Open flames got to be 20 feet from the tent.
So open flames, if it's raining, they're gonna get.
Sterno, propane,
Okay.
electric heat is not open flame. But it was stuck about a lot of
Yeah,
electricity.
so they could use a griddle or something like that and then pop off and things.
So in theory, they'd be serving food from the wall into a table under a pop-up next to the tent. People could take the food, go into the tent, sit down and enjoy themselves.
sure. That all makes sense. I just don't know how do you cook in the rain? Like,
No, they'll be cooking inside their vehicles generally.
got it.
Yeah. And we hope for no rain or snow. We've been lucky a lot.
And they're gonna gonna know ahead of time what's required, when they fill out an
Yeah.
application, you're gonna have to,
Yeah,
Ask those
it's
questions
added into
too.
the application, so they will know that there's a 20-foot separation between open flame and the tent itself.
Wasn't that first last year?
Yes, although the interpretation of open flame did not include sternos, at least on the part of the pickle festival. The fire marshal had a different interpretation. They went out and got tremendous amount of feedback that, yes, sterno is considered open flame, and you have to maintain that 20-foot separation. So it's been clearly explained to us, and we will work in.
I think it's more important in an area where you have so much congestion, so many people, jostling and moving
Yeah.
around. It's tight. So this has to go before the rec commission.
Yes, next
So if you
Wednesday.
could get the amendments in here, especially the map,
Yes.
to show the
And any-
changes that Kevin,
And any other comments from the town board that I can do, probably the next final draft for October meeting.
yeah. It would be good if you had, a recommendation from the rec commission next meeting, so that we could do your approval in October, so you'd be ready for your November event.
That might be a month early.
Have you presented anything to the rec commission yet?
Just our application to use the facility, that's all we've done with them, so, but I'll bring this to the meeting with them. And any other comments that any of the town board members may have, you can certainly add to it.
It looks good to me. I mean, there are question marks that need to be filled in and things, but.
That's probably just, people that are gonna step up and volunteer. I
Yeah.
think Jen Metzger's gonna take on about 6 or 7 things.
I think there were a couple other things we talked about. I mean, just that the heaters have to be turned off before it starts. So that
Yeah,
nothing
generally we
goes
do that.
on.
The heaters are on overnight in the tent to
The
create
fire
condensation.
extinguishers have to have exit signs.
The fire extinguishers we put up last year at eye level, but I don't know whether gravity or the vendors, but we're gonna make sure that the extinguishers and signs are eye level.
Yeah.
The extinguishers were present, they were just on the ground, where they're not necessarily visible.
Yeah.
So we'll have to remind any vendors that are near the extinguishers that they must stay where they were put.
And I think the other thing that Kevin was concerned about is that you had exit signs where people could see them.
Exit
wherever
signs
the door
and
was.
no smoking signs.
Right.
Um,
All right, Bill.
It keeps getting better. I mean, and site plans more and more
But
tailored.
it's with any festival, John, is every year we iron out wrinkles from last year. And next year, new wrinkles come up, we iron them out again. And it's a
Just
continually
talk
learning
about
process.
But you're also getting more and more people attending, so it changes the dynamics, and then you have more issues that come up,
Well, I think that we don't have anyone who actually counts, but the Bill Brooks rule was, the money that comes in, it used to be like, $3 a person, $5 a family, and Bill's unscientific poll figured that $1 per person equaled how many people came. We changed the price last year, and it was a good thing, it enabled us to do the floor in the rec center, but it's difficult, 'cause a lot of people come in and out, and it's difficult to figure out how many people are there, so we just, the average stay that people say is about 2 hours. They come in, go through, and then leave, so it's a good turnover.
You guys have a clicker when they pay?
We're looking for someone to do that.
You just keep volunteering, Jen.
Yeah. Volunteers are different.
Well, everything, volunteers are getting harder and harder to find.
I go around to the garbage cans, go inside the garbage cans and pull the recycling out, put them in the.
Is that your volunteer action?
That's what I've
I
done
mean,
in past years, informally.
I mean, it's crazy to have
Habits.
them recycling containers, people just don't listen to them.
Garbage bin. Oh, no, it's not for any fault of, we have great
Oh, yeah,
recycling
it's just,
receptacles now.
Yeah.
up here,
I'm only good at
Pickle toss. You should manage the pickle toss.
all right, Bill, thank you.
Thanks, Bill. We look forward to it.
We'll see you at the next meeting.
And next on our list is the site plan for the Rosendale runs. And I see we have 2 members here.
Yeah. Good evening, I'm Christina Carr, this is Mary Halloran. And I don't know if you have copies of the site plan, and if you've had time to review them. But the Runs Briefly is a fundraising event that began last year. A committee of people from the community, several from the Rec Commission, but it's really a community-based group, organized this run, resurrecting the traditional Rosendale Plains run that has been held on and off since the early 90s, and added a half marathon. It was a tremendous success. We raised $10,000, which we donated to the pool. And we're back by popular demand.
All my family's coming from out of town.
Okay, great. Okay. So it's as Billy said, we kind of tweak it every year, and some things we were spread a little too thin last year, so we've cut a couple things out, but the main run is the same, and we anticipate about 350 runners. Our goal is to raise a lot of money. We're going to donate it to the Rosendale Parks, but we're not really sure where the greatest need is, so that will be determined later. I don't know if you want me to go through this line by line, or if you have any questions, or...
Well, let's just do,
Oh, yeah.
let's just do some, just generally, what's going on.
Okay. Well, Mary just reminded me that we've gotten a lot of sponsors from the community
Great.
who we're creating a booklet a la the Street Fest. We didn't have a booklet this year, and we'll be distributing that around town. Oh yeah, why don't you sit? Part of the booklet is anybody who wants to throw $20 and doesn't want to be a major sponsor but has a little $20. That's an idea we stole from Pickle Festival.
Yes.
Just as a little fundraiser, just let us know. We have a website. There are a couple changes from the site plan that we'll have to update as the process has evolved. There's been a few minor changes even since the site plan. So the race start is at 8:30, not 8, on page 1 that is, page 3 technically. And the marathon starts first, and then the Plains Run starts a half hour later. The Plains Run goes up through Tilson, around down Springtown Road, and back down James Street to the rec center, starting at the rec center. The half marathon also starts at the rec center, follows the route of the Plains Run, but instead of turning back down into town, crosses the trestle, goes into the woods through some Williams Lake properties, some caves that are illuminated by jack-o'-lanterns, and up past the transfer station, and turn around past the thruway, and then back into town and the rec center. There's a lot of groups involved. We're using a lot of private property, and town, government property, and all those permits have been, all those permissions have been granted.
So we need a copy of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone that you like to walk the Valley Land Trust?
Yeah, Walker Valley Land Trust, Williams Lake, Ulster County, Verona County Road. And we also have EMS, state police, town highway knows about it, town police know about it.
What is this?
There's some road crossings that we're going to be getting help from the town police from the major road, like Route 32. But other road crossings, smaller roads, local fire departments, we anticipate will be helping us out.
So you've met with the police, you've met with the fire departments?
We've met with one of the fire departments. We're waiting to finalize with 2 others.
Rosendale,
Bloomington,
Tilson.
Tilson and Rosendale, as of 2 days ago, we hadn't firmed up with Bloomington
Okay,
yet.
Bloomington is, you're not running through Bloomington District. Oh, you are in the Biddy Water area, okay.
Yeah, it's 3 fire
Three fire
departments.
departments, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and Bob, you've talked to him?
Yes.
Yes,
So we just-
Tara's talked to you.
Yeah.
Tara hadn't.
I came by.
Oh, you
a while
have.
ago.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah. I didn't live here 3 years ago.
All right, so we just need to make sure that you've had your permissions from those departments,
And Marie.
highway, police, fire departments that are involved.
And you need them in writing?
Yeah, we should have something from them, just saying that they, support it, understand, whatever it is that, they're aware of the project.
Okay.
Basically, also, if you need any barricades
What's
or
that?
garbage cans.
Yeah. Yeah, some. Mostly on the right side.
you know, I would say let's have a goal here. You know, if we have a problem with getting written, then we can talk about whether your verbal will be okay, but we want to try and get something, even if it's just an email from somewhere saying okay, or
Oh, okay.
text or whatever, you know,
Mhm.
they've seen it and
You
it's
might even
fine.
need to like write
You don't-
it and then have them sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work too.
Yeah.
Something.
Have you met with Perry yet?
Lisa Jaworski has.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
I
a-
mean,
We also have
that's
liability
really-
insurance coming, I
Yep.
forgot to mention
Yeah.
that, that's, but we're just waiting for the piece of paper. and
We need that.
We'll get that to you today.
Absolutely. Other than that, it's pretty much the same plan. And so I will make a motion to approve the Rosendale Runs site plan pending the items we just spoke of.
Okay?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'll second that.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes?
Can I just stop 1 second? I need to add the Recreation Commission to that. You had permission from them?
We
Yeah.
already got, they already,
I
that's already
figured, I just
approved.
want to make sure that that's part of the list too. And are we waiving fees for you guys? I'd
Yes,
like to make
because according to our
also add that
protocols,
add that
it
we
is
waive
a,
them.
because it's a
town event?
fundraiser for the town.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I want to add that we waive the fees. I'm sorry, I modified that motion to waive the fees.
Need to reset.
I'll second the modified motion.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes, and looking forward to it, and thank you for all your work on this. I know it's a huge event, so thank you.
Well, we hope
for all
it's
your
huge,
work.
we want it to be huge.
But organizationally, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, and our committee shrunk by about 70% this year.
You did a great job last year.
People are asking for volunteers for everything else.
Yeah, the
and
day of-
Well, I will help the day.
Anybody else who's,
Yeah,
Yeah,
has
definitely.
any-
You did a great job last year. I'm sure you're going to do a great job. A lot of people were very happy with it.
Yeah.
You know, we're happy that you gave us the money, but we also think it's a great event.
Oh, wait, we're mid vote.
All right, go ahead.
I said yes.
That's the ask.
I said.
Come on, Alexis, you got to speak up a little bit.
Councilwoman Lepari?
Yes,
And
yes.
Supervisor Walsh?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, I threw us all off track.
All right.
She's just happy Chris is here
She
tonight.
doesn't have to say Kraslovsky.
Oh, yeah.
She can't say Kraslovsky.
A lot better.
You're only a cheat sheet.
Oh, this is, she spelled this in it. Yeah. You can't say Councilman P.
So we have another site plan for the,
Ron Gunsbridge Trail.
yeah,
Yeah, the only thing I'm waiting for is a check from him, but other than that,
looks like he's got everything.
yeah, he's pretty
Got
set.
your insurance in here.
It should be, but if not, I do
You did get it, okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the Shawangunk Bridge Trail Run Hike pending, okay.
I'll second that. Second that, Penny.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari?
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh?
Yes. Just, Mandy, when you do get the check, please get something that they agree to clean up the area on Good Water parking lot when
Oh,
it's.
yeah.
Resolution for Williamson Law contract for town clerk. All right, what number am I on? Resolution 9/2016-2, annual contract software program for town clerk's office, whereas Williamson Law Book Law Book Company provides professional software services and training to the town clerk. And whereas Williamson Law Book has provided an annual contract for software and services in the amount of $350, then contract is attached here to made part hereof. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale hereby authorizes the supervisor to enter into contract for said software and services.
So, I just have a system in this program, so, the town of Marvintown clerk called them for an estimate for this thing that I have. They told her for $1,500 for the same thing. And so she called me and asked me how much it did, and I told her, and apparently they made an error.
For us?
It's not just, she says she doesn't know why well, I'm not gonna change it, but it should have been $900.
All right, quickly, second that.
Well, the question is,
Yeah,
Or they
we don't have
change
an
their
actual
minds.
contract here, we just have a proposal from them, really.
well, it's gonna turn into the contract sheet when
Once I sign it.
our original contract,
That's what
when I
invoice
spoke to her for the spikes, was never really raised, so it's pretty much always gonna be the same. She said, if anything, maybe $100 in the future, but she said it doesn't, they don't really.
So we want
Right.
a 5-year contract.
This is a contract.
Yeah, this is a contract. All right, good job.
Woo-hoo.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. Okay, I don't know, has everyone had a chance to review the Central Hudson modified LED replacement for streetlights?
Want me to talk about it a little bit? No.
Go ahead, Jen,
I'll just briefly.
please.
So,
It didn't agree with my.
Right.
A little hard for me to.
okay, so, there are all different sized lights in town. Central Hudson, in the course of routine maintenance, is converting to more efficient LEDs, but the LEDs are a much higher quality light, they're much brighter, and so they're one-for-one replacement. The fixtures, the larger fixtures are too bright and cause excessive glare. So we're basically, I spoke with them about it, we're tailoring our conversion program so that we get lights that are sufficient, but not excessively glary, and they'll be cost less and save energy.
So the only thing I'm concerned about is that it doesn't get misconstrued to be, we agreed to replace all the lights for LED. So,
Oh, well, because it says very clearly here in the course of routine maintenance.
right, but I think we want to make our letter to go with this to really clarify that, because I don't want that to be a confusion, even though it says routine maintenance.
Right.
Because
They
we're
know.
waiting for that permission to
Right.
start changing everything.
Yeah, I don't think it will,
Okay.
because I was really
You were
careful.
talking
I was,
about
yeah,
it.
and I was very careful to cite the language of their
Okay.
maintenance plan.
All right, let's do the resolution, if everybody's okay.
So that means Cater Avenue will have lights? It's so hard
Yes.
walking up there at night.
Yes, wait
So
wait
dark.
until they get this, and then call them. And so when they don't replace lights unless somebody calls it in.
Oh, you're kidding. So
So
when should I
they
call?
don't go around and check lights, which is
Oh.
why so many lights are out all the time, because no one is calling them in.
No one knew.
Right, so, but wait till they get this before.
You give me a heads up.
Otherwise,
Jim.
it'll be
Yeah.
like the sun
Yeah.
is sitting there. Okay, requesting Central Hudson to modify its LED replacement for streetlights in the town of Rosendale and of course routine maintenance. Whereas the town of Rosendale has 4 streetlight districts, including High Falls Park, Rosendale Village, Central General Town Districts, and whereas nearly all of the town of Rosendale streetlights are owned by Central Hudson Gas and Electric and billed under Rate A Service Classification 8 Public Street and Highway Lighting. Whereas Central Hudson is currently upgrading streetlights to LED fixtures in the course of routine maintenance. Whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale seeks to reduce excessive glare to maximize the energy and the economic savings from conversion into more efficient and better quality lighting. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Rosendale requests that Central Hudson in the course of routine maintenance, 1, replace 3 lights at intersections on State Route 32 and County Route 1 with this turnpike that are 150 watts or greater with the rate A 82 watt LED fixture or more efficient fixtures when it becomes available, and 2, replace all other street lights in the town's lighting district with rate A 39 watt fixture or more efficient fixture if one becomes available. We further resolve that the copy of this resolution be sent to the attention of Joseph Hessler and Patrick Gilligan at Central Hudson Gas and Electric. Is it Central Hudson Gas and Electric on Fortis?
You can if you want, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Although it's good practice to remind everyone. I'll second.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilman Metzger,
Yep.
Councilman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes.
It didn't make it on the agenda, but can we do the motion to sign on to the CCA comments?
For the comments here?
Talk about that. since I'm talking
Yeah,
about-
I.
Everyone got it?
That was just gonna be a motion, so.
Right. But before I don't want to forget. And everyone, Jill sent all the comments to you all. Did you guys get a chance to read them?
It's on the Central Hudson document.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was
She's got them all,
looking for.
she kinda like thought they were all one thing.
Okay, all right, so just really quickly, the Public Service Commission approved enabled community choice aggregation programs in New York State, which are public, allows municipalities to create public energy programs. The utilities have all filed tariffs setting fees that they want to charge municipalities for the data that is needed to establish these programs, aggregate customer data, and the fees are ridiculous. So these
So
are
do you want the
comments.
comment to be about, not, having a charge for data, information, I mean,
Well, they're going to, the way it works for a regulated utility is they get to recover their costs, because if they don't, that means all the ratepayers pay those costs rather than the people. So, but basically with these are comments that are being submitted by citizens to local power, but they're taking signatories from municipalities. We are taking signatories from municipalities and organizations. But basically it says that there's virtually no cost to this data because they already have them in their systems. And
what if it has to be gathered?
that's a different matter.
Okay,
That-
is there a difference between that? and-
Yeah, so we say if additional types, all of the data, the tariffs they proposed are for the data that's specified in the commission's order on community choice aggregation, and all of that data is very basic data that's already exists, that is already automated in the system. So, and they're trying to set per customer charges, but it has no bearing, like, to get the aggregate, to get the
Right.
total amount of electricity that a municipality uses. It's not like they have to pull an index card out for each customer and add it up. It's all summed in the computer. They have that data already. So it's silly to make, it's just a way
It's
to
just another way to
make more
throw it.
money.
Did they
Right.
offer an explanation as to why,
So they
what
were-
justified the cost?
They were required to justify their costs. None of them did because they couldn't possibly. So anyway.
They hadn't prepared even a false
Yeah,
argument for it?
So the commission, the staff encouraged us to submit comments on this, and they're waiting for our comments, basically.
So we should basically just say that we support the comments that are being submitted by
Yeah,
the
so we would
citizens
sign-
for local power?
Yeah, so for instance, Carl signed on as, supervisor of Rochester and blah, blah, blah. I would put your name down, town of Rosendale.
Town of Rosendale Board?
Yeah, or town of Rosendale Town Board.
Okay, so you wanna just make a motion then?
Yeah,
Except that,
well, why don't
You
somebody
can't-
else make the motion?
so you know what? You can't vote on this.
Well, apparently I can,
Who
although,
says?
well, I don't have any particular,
Are you a member of Citizens of Local Power?
I am, but I don't,
Getting paid by the Citizens of Local
no, not for this, no. And I've talked to Mary Lou about this in the past. All I have to do is say, I am co-director of Citizens for Local Power, and I corrected these comments and just
So as long
explained.
as you're informing the board
Right.
that, yeah, okay.
But why didn't, I prefer if somebody else made the motion.
Yeah, I can make a motion, I just wanna make sure I get everything in here. I'd like to make a motion, for the town board to support the comments, being submitted, to the State of New York Public Service Commission in regards to community choice aggregation programs submitted by citizens of local power, on compliance filings by utilities regarding data fees. Dated September 16, 2016. Oh, wait.
That's perfect.
Did you get all that?
So basically,
Is support
she's making a motion for the town board to support the comments. Maybe you should say sign on to the
We have it on
comments.
record.
Support and sign on.
Support and sign on.
To sign on an
So the-
official way.
Yeah, sign on is what you say. Comments, and then just use the title.
All right.
I'll go over it
I
with
have
you. You got it. You got it
The
on.
spirit of it.
Yeah.
You got it on tape.
I would like to second that fine motion.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, I'm doing all my energy news at once. Did you get a call from the DEC today?
No?
They apparently called one of the involved agencies, but the DEC has declared a positive declaration today for the Philippine Pipelines project.
Interesting.
So
Didn't-
they haven't set the parameters
So they
yet
called-
of the
they-
scoping process. We're
So-
gonna get an official notification probably tomorrow. They usually do these things on Friday, so no one has time to complain. But the resolution that we passed on the scoping process has been adopted by a couple of the involved agencies, municipalities in Ulster County. The county legislature is adopting a resolution on Tuesday, and that's all of that is going to really
Paving the way.
is important to getting the DEC to really ensure a robust public participation process, and the scoping. My understanding is that they're hearing that and they're going to push for that. So
Good. That's good news.
it's all my energy news for today.
Okay. So, next we have a lease renewal with our RVGA. When we signed the contract last year, Marbletown was a part of it. It's kind of made a little bit of a delay in getting things off the ground with them. We propose a 2% increase, based on how we do, rentals for everyone else here. So, we're gonna make it effective of the signing, even though it's a little late. So resolution 926. 16-4. Lease renewal with RVGA Inc., DBA Ronnet Valley Rose Alliance, whereas the town of Rosendale and town of Marbletown have a contract with the Ronnet Valley School District to occupy and lease the former Rosedale Elementary School, now known as the Ronnet Municipal Center. And whereas the town of Rosendale is leased with RVGA Inc., DBA Ronnet Valley Growers Alliance, which is due for renewal. Whereas the town of Marbletown is now jointly responsible for the Ronnet Municipal Center, now therefore be it resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale authorizes the supervisor to sign a lease agreement with RVGA Inc., which has been attached and made a part hereof. Be it further resolved that the resolution be become effective upon its passage by both the town board of the town of Rosendale and the town board of the town of Marbletown.
A second.
Roll vote, Councilman Hughes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lepari,
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. So I have to, what's that?
When she comes to pay me the rent,
Right.
is she gonna owe?
She's not gonna, we're not gonna make her pay back.
Okay.
Okay, but going forward, it'll be $20 more per quarter. It's very minimal, no much. They pay quarterly and so on. So the Still Pond treatment plant has a change order to, were you aware of this?
Yeah.
So that the electric, we had some devices that started to fail, that they were trying to hold on to rather than
From the old
replace,
system,
yeah.
all right.
So one of them failed, and Terry pretty much said, I want all new.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
I think
didn't
they
mention
all
that.
kind of agreed that that was a good move at this point. So we have to approve it so that EFC can fund it. So resolution Resolution Still Pond Water Treatment Plant Change Order 2 for contracts 3C. Let me just say also that we should expect another one for something else, and it's basically the pumps for the chlorine are also starting to go, so it looks like we're going to put those two. Which to me makes all the sense in the world. I
Yeah.
don't even know why they're doing the same thing.
They are doing it now.
They're
It's
being
gotta be done.
economical.
They were trying, but everything's failing, that's the reason they're doing this.
Yeah.
So, whereas the town board of the town of Rosendale entered into an agreement with Bartlett Judas as the engineers and Mellon Electric as contractor for Still Pond Water Treatment Plant Improvement Project, Contract 3C, electrical construction. Whereas Bartlett Judas have made recommendations for change order number 2 for Contract 3C to address the replacement of equipment upgrades to electrical. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Rosendale authorizes the supervisor to sign the corrected change order number 2 for the replacement of equipment and upgrades to electrical.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Councilman Hughes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Metzger.
Yes.
Councilwoman LaParty.
Yes.
Supervisor Walsh.
Yes. And I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills.
I heartily second that.